After watching this video, you will be able to solve all the sums from 17B exercise. We will be covering all the major sums, all the important sums from this exercise. Let's start. Find unknown angles. First, sixth sum. So we have a triangle here and we have these two sides as equal. We have to find M and N. So what we will do first, this is an isosceles triangle because two sides are equal. So these two sides are equal. And we know by the property of isosceles triangle, these two angles also have to be equal. So we already know M is equal to 35. So this we already know. Now, so this becomes 35 also. Now we need to find angle N. How will we find angle N? Okay, now look at this bigger triangle. We have this angle, we have this angle, we just add it up. We need this angle. So what we can do, so this angle, whole angle will become 60 plus 35, 95 degrees. Now, we have two angles of a triangle, we can find the third one easily. The sum of three angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So we can make an equation of that. 35 plus 95 plus N equal to 180. So N becomes 180. Let's add it up. We get 130. So 180 minus 130. So N is nothing but 50 degrees. So this is the answer. M equal to 35 degree. N equal to 50 degree. Seventh sub question. So we have this diagram here. Now see, this is an isosceles triangle. Two sides are equal. And these two lines are parallel. As you can see, there are arrows here. So these two lines are parallel. You have to find unknown angles X and Y. X and Y. First, what we'll do is, since these two are parallel lines, alternate angles are equal. So 60 and X is equal. So we can get X from here. X is equal to 60 degree. These two angles also have to be equal because these two sides are equal. So the base angles are also equal. So we can let them call as K and K, right? Now let's make an equation and find K. So sum of angles is 180 degree in a triangle. So we can get an equation K plus 60 equal to 180. So 60 goes here, 120. K plus K is 2K. 2K equal to 120. K equal to 60. Right? K is 60. So this is 60 degree. Now look at this line. This whole angle is 180 degree because it's a straight line. And this part is 60. So this part has to be 180 minus 60 because both of them make up 180. So this becomes 120. So Y is 120 degree. So Y is 120 degree. So final answer we can write. Final answer, X and Y we wanted. We have X equal to 60 degree, Y equal to 120 degree. Next sum, apply properties of equilateral and isosceles to find unknown angles. In this diagram, unknown angles are X, Y, Z. Now, let's look at the diagram. We have an isosceles triangle here because two sides are equal. So these two angles also have to be equal. Okay. Also look here, we have a 180 degree angle here in which this part is 120. So this part will be 180 minus 120, which is 60 degree. Now this is 60 degree, so this also has to be 60 degree because isosceles triangle. Okay, now we have got these two angles. We can get X easily by adding them up by the sum of angles equation. So sum of angles is 180, so we can write 60 plus 60 plus X equal to 180, 120. So X becomes 180 minus 120. So X becomes 60 degree. Okay, we got X now. So X is 60 degree. Okay. Now we need Y and Z. What we will do is, we have two angles in this triangle, this big triangle. We have two angles over here. We need to find the third one. So 60 plus 25, let's call this 60 plus Z. this whole angle is 60 plus z. So the third angle is 60 plus z. So we'll add all the three angles, 60 plus 25 plus 60 plus z equal to 180. Right? Now this becomes, when we open the brackets, we get 145 plus z equal to 180. 145 goes that side, we get 180 minus 145. So z is equal to 35 degrees. So we got z also. So we can write z as 35 over here, 35. Now look at the small triangle. We have two angles of this small triangle. One angle is missing. Again we can make an equation and find y. So we'll write y plus 35 plus 25 equal to 180. We get y plus 60 equal to 180. So y is 180 minus 60, 120. So the final answer is, let's write it here, x equal to 60 degree, y equal to 120 degree, z equal to 35 degree. Sixth question, vertical angle of isosceles triangle is 15 degrees more than each of its base angle. Find each angle of the triangle. Okay, let's draw a diagram first. This is our isosceles triangle. Let's say these two sides are equal. So these are the base angles. This is the vertical angle. So we can call the base angles as x. So they are equal. Base angles are equal in an isosceles triangle. Now the vertical angle is 15 degrees more than each of its base angle. So the vertical angle will be x plus 15. X plus 15. Now we have all the three angles and a single unknown variable. So we can make an equation and find the value of x. X plus the third angle x plus 15 equal to 180 degree. Now we open the brackets, we get 3x plus 15 equal to 180. 15 goes there, so we get 3x equal to 165. X equal to 165 upon 3. So we get 3 5s are 15, 55. So x is 55. X is 55 degrees. Now we can get vertical angle is 15 more. So vertical angle will be 15 plus 55, which is 70. The answer is all angles are 70 degree, 55 degree and 55 degree. Ratio between base and vertical angle in an isosceles triangle is 1:4. Find each angle. Okay, so 1:4 is the ratio between base and the vertical angle. Let's draw a diagram and understand better. So these two sides are equal. This is the vertical angle. These are the base angles. Okay. Let's call the vertical angle x and let's call the base angle y. These two are same, so y. Now what we have been given is ratio between base and vertical is 1:4. So base ratio vertical is 1:4. Now we want to know the actual values of these two. So let's write, let common factor be k. So the angles are k and 4k. Right? Now y is the base angle, x is the vertical angle. We have k and 4k. So we know that y is the base. So there are two base angles. So we can make an equation k plus 4k equal to 180. Let's add them up. We get 6k equal to 180. Therefore k is equal to 30. K is equal to 30. So now the angles would be y is 30 and x is 4k. So 4 into 30, which is 120. Basically, these are 30 degrees each, and this angle is 120 degrees. So the answer is angles are 120 degree, 30 degree and 30 degree. 11th question, express A in terms of B. What does this mean? This means that, so we have to find the relationship between A and B. So we have to make an equation which has A and B. How do we do that? Okay, let's see. Let's start with here. This is 180 degree, whole is 180 degree, this much is B. This much would be 180 minus B, 180 minus B. Now see, this is an isosceles triangle. So these two are the base angles. So this also will be the same, 180 minus B. Now, let's look at this triangle, and this is the exterior angle. We have the formula, exterior angle is equal to sum of the interior opposite angles. So these two angles. So we can simply make an equation, A is equal to this plus this. So 180 minus B plus 180 minus B. So now let's open the brackets. So we get A equal to 360 minus 2B. So this was it. We have expressed A in terms of B. BP bisects angle ABC. So this line bisects angle ABC, means divides in half, and AB equal to AC. AB is equal to AC. So we have an isosceles triangle over here, and we have to find X. We have to find angle X. So what do we do first? First thing, we have the vertical angle. We can get the base angles easily. So we can assume them K each, and then we can do 60 plus K equal to 180. So we will get 60 degree each. So this is 60 degree. And since this is a bisector, this whole angle is 60. So this angle will be 30. And this angle will be 30. Now, these two are parallel lines. And so this angle and this angle would be alternate angles. We can simply just write x equal to 30 degrees. 13th sum, we have a diagram. BC is an equilateral triangle and ABCD is a square. So all the sides are equal. We have to find angle ABE, this angle, and angle BAE. So BAE, so this angle. First, let's find ABE. Since this is an equilateral triangle, all sides are 60 degrees. So we can just write 60 degree here. 60, 60 and 60. One more thing, this is a square, so all angles are 90 degree. 90, 90, 90. Now, angle AB is this one. So we just need to add this, 90 plus 60. So angle ABE is 90 plus 60, which is 150 degree. Now, let's find angle BAE, this one. So we can see this is an isosceles triangle. Since these two sides are equal, we have the vertical angle, we need to find the base angles. Let the base angle be x. So we can write 150 plus x equal to 180 degree. So 2x equal to 30, x will be 15. Therefore, angle BAE will be 15 degree. Answer, angle ABE is 150 degree and angle BAE is 15 degree. Click here to watch the part 1.